Go ahead, Ben. Randy's good. Yeah. Huh? Joel? Okay. How's it going, yo?
How's it going, man?
Pretty good.
I'm Mitch.
Right. Ready? How you doing? This is Joel.
How's it going, Joel? I'm Mitch.
Joel, sir, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, man. How long you been doing this?
50 years.
50?
15.
I'm just kidding. No, that's cool, man. 15 years. That's awesome. I got into the car business in 99, so about the same. Maybe just a touch longer. I'm probably just a little bit older, but cool. Thanks for hanging out. How about you, man? How long you been in?
7 years.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, how has business been for you guys through the holidays?
Can you hear me?
Go ahead, Keith. Oh yeah, I can hear you.
So from the picture, you're a lot older than them two guys. I'm just throwing it out there. Like you probably double their age, but keep going.
That's awesome. I love it. How's business been through the holidays? How have y'all done?
Kind of slow right now, but we're here.
Yeah. All right.
That's right.
I'm real.
What's Pete?
I told him it's ready.
I was waiting for one more person.
I think he's just finishing up.
Hey, what year's the mistake?
So, what do you guys know about Mock, and what do you want to know? I don't know much about your facility, or where are you guys located exactly?
In Houston on Schroeder Road, like 249 in Schroeder.
Okay, cool.
I personally never used Mock, so it's all first for me. I've only used BG products really.
Oh, okay, but you've used BG stuff. All right, cool.
Right.
Very easy transition then. How about you, Joel? Have you sold any other
Well, we
maintenance
started
products?
using Mod like about a year now, but we really not
Okay.
been using it much. But I'm a
Okay.
BG guy too. I used to use BG before. So I don't know much about your product, guys.
Okay. How successful have you guys been in the past, and with BG, and then how are your upsells in general, not really maintenance, but like through the pandemic, have you seen any drop in dollars per RO? How's your gross, like, at your facility? How have you guys taken it?
This is a question for this guy. This is the service writer.
How's it been like dollars per RO? Like how's it just been in general during this whole thing?
Well, the dollars per RO are about close to the same, just not as many and not as,
Cool. Not as many. Got it. Awesome. So, are we ready?
We are.
Everybody here?
Probably.
Okay, cool.
I'm probably taking notes. So, hey, this is Kevin. Hey, guys.
Hey, how's it going, Kevin?
Good.
Well, first,
Can you hear us
thanks.
okay? All the logistics okay? Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Am I okay?
Perfect.
Okay, cool. So a little bit about me, and just sort of what I was informed that you guys wanted to cover. If we need to switch gears, I can do so on the fly. So my name's Mitch. I'm the corporate trainer for Mock Central, which pretty just means that I have a large territory. I do training from Salt Lake City to Memphis, Tennessee, South. I have about 1,400 clients that I call upon to do various service advisor training, quick lane activities. I do consulting work for our larger groups, things like that. My history, I am from Southeast Texas. I graduated from Lamar University in Beaumont. I lived in Beaumont for most of my life. I traveled and lived in and around Texas. My background is a former teacher and coach. I taught history and math and coached football, basketball, and track in middle school and high school. Got into the car business in '99 and just ended up making more money than I did as a teacher, and just kind of stayed, in the business. I've worked for the same family since then. They bought a mock distributorship. I was the second guy they hired, and I've worked my way into sort of a teaching position with this stuff. So I used to travel about 100 nights a year. And since COVID, we've kind of just switch gears into this. So hopefully it's impactful for you guys. I've written training books and manuals. Some of my stuff is on Amazon. If you're into sales books, I can have somebody bring my book by and you can swat flies with it. But what I want to talk to you guys about today is just presentation, how to offer my product and any product, and how to get more people to buy anything. That's the message that I got, is that you guys want to hit sales pretty hard. As for product knowledge, it's a totally different class. I can go through each product. We can talk about intervals and strategies, but today is more just about selling anything. That's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about, just pitches, how to, just close people better, maybe work a customer a little bit better. That's what I wanted to discuss. Is there anything specific? I got my pen out that you guys want to know that I need to cover over the next 45 minutes or an hour.
No, you pretty much hit the nail on the head, but not so nothing additional specific. However, some different color on, sort of our lack of sales. I mean, the whole manufacturer recommended maintenance. It's like I'm not sure what the hell that is, right? So we've really missed the boat. It's she's in for her 87,000 mile oil change. We look at the car. You don't have any oil leaks. Your shocks aren't leaking. You must be good. See you next oil change. Thank you, Ms. Jones, right? And I'm like, Jesus Christ, on a car with 90,000 miles, there's nothing else we can talk about. So, that was yesterday. Okay. So what we're trying to do is get regrounded in the whole idea of preventive maintenance. This is how to prevent unplanned breakdowns. This is what our job is, to help you prevent an unplanned breakdown. It doesn't mean you're going to buy everything, but it's our job to let you know what's going on with your car, Mrs. Jones, because we treat you like we treat our mom. We don't want you to break down on the road. That's
awesome. Cool. I'm going to share my screen. I will go in and out of share screen. And honestly, all you need to participate in this class is an open mind and maybe a pen and pad to take notes if you're a note taker. So I'll get started. And again, like anytime through this, if you want to say, hey, time out, I want to go into this a little more in detail, let me know. So first, my Mike Central playbook.
Real quick, Mitch.
Yes, sir.
This is recorded, so we can send them a link if they want to retro back and look at this.
It is. Yeah,
okay,
I record all of my sessions. One, because I tend to be a loose cannon, so I'm trying to be a little better behaved. So when I record myself, I don't get quite as animated. You're definitely getting the toned down version of me. So yeah, maybe one evening we can do a session and I won't tape it and it'll get a little rowdy. So yeah, I put all of my stuff on YouTube and I can send you guys links. I also have different classes that I've recorded on that I've saved on YouTube. So you can YouTube me, Mitch Hart, H-A-R-D-T, or Mock Central, and all the videos come up. I try to label them for the specific topic if you're into that. Okay, so first, Mock Central playbook. Again, there will be some coaching metaphors through this with athletics and competition. So I wrote a playbook for Mock Central a few years ago, and we have a motto that I kind of wrote. My motto is one vendor, one message, one goal. Reason I bring up my motto is I want to challenge you on these aspects. So first, just in case you didn't know, Mock Central couples with a couple of our parent companies, and we can provide your facility with almost anything you have, from the chairs you're sitting on to the lifts that your vehicles use to do work with. We can sell you guys anything. I'm not here to sell you anything, though. What I want to challenge you right now is, are you being that one vendor to your customers and their automotive needs? Or do you get into the habit of just doing what the customer states is their concern? If they're coming in for an oil change, is that all of that we're doing? Or are we going that extra mile and being that one vendor? I challenge everybody that I speak to every day to be as much as that one vendor as your facility can handle. So when people think about getting a brake job, do they think about you and your facility? When people think about getting a tune-up, are they thinking about you you and your facility, or have you pigeonholed yourself? So I want to try to get you to open your mind with all of these ideas to see if we can be more of that one vendor for your customer. Next, on that note, I'm not here to tell you what to do in any capacity. All I want to do is give you some food for thought, try to plant some seeds where you say, yes, this will work for us, no, this won't, and we're going to move forward. Next, one message. My message is pretty clear. I am here to help you in any capacity. But what's your message? With so many facilities in Greater Houston to get your vehicle worked on, what is the message that you give your customers that makes you special? I'll challenge you a little bit on that in a minute, but your message, how clear is it? How clear is it from person to person? How consistent are you guys as a team? And then finally, one goal. What's your goal? Do you have goals written down? I mean, we are in the season right now of New Year's resolutions. I don't want to make resolutions. Resolutions are just pie in the sky ideas with no plans. I want to set concrete goals for me. I want to set concrete goals for the staff that we have. And I challenge you to make those goals and write them down. Remember, you're 80% more likely to hit your goal if you write it down. So one vendor, one message, one goal. That's kind of what I want to preach to you today. And we'll move on to the next one. This is a cool little exercise that you guys don't have to write this down, but I am going to ask you to think it. And I'll call on Joel just because I wrote your name down. In a minute, Joel, I'm going to challenge you to tell me what you finished with this exercise. So what I want to make sure that you guys are doing to sell, and I'll make it bigger so I see that Joel's squinting there a little bit. The number one way to get better at any sales is to show customers the very best version of yourself. Are you selling you? That's the most important thing that you can do, whether you're selling BG or a nail gun. Why should I trust you? So what's the very best version of you? So what I want to challenge each of you, and Joel, I'm gonna call on you in like 30 seconds. What word best describes what makes you valuable? Now you can think of it in the context of your job because we're sitting all sitting here working. But what I'd rather you do is think about what makes you a good father, a good son, a good man in your community or church, a dude to go get in a scrap with or go to the Texans game with. What is that one word that makes you special? Now be thinking about it. I'm gonna give you my word and how I use it for work and how I challenge each of you to use your word. My word is energy. When I go into a situation, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be the most energetic fella in the room. Now there's reason for that. I can't do anything. I'm useless. My dad is a 71-year-old technician, still to this day turning wrenches, got big scars on his hands. The dude can stick his hand in crawfish and put him in the crawfish boil. He has no feeling, man. The dude is an animal. He knows how to, shoot a deer, make it into sausage, hang sheetrock and do flooring and hook up the generator. I can't do anything. He taught my brother how to do everything. I was an ignorant little kid who played Atari and video games inside my house with my mama. So I can cook spaghetti, but I can't really do shit. So to overcome that, I got to be pretty energetic. I got to be the person in the room that's working the hardest. Okay. And I wish I could be working the smartest, but I ain't even that smart. So I got to be working hard. I got to bring the energy. Now, how I use this for work. When I have a bad day at work, and I don't have many, but when I do, if I reflect on my day and I'm honest with myself, it's normally because I didn't bring it. I just kind of half-stepped my way through the day. I didn't show people the best of me. I just thought I could coast by. So I make a pledge. The very next person that I speak to, be it the barista at Starbucks or a service advisor like yourself, I pledge that I'm going to give them the very best me, the very best Mitch that I can give. So I bring the energy. That's what I do to show people that I'm giving you all I got. So Joel, what's that one thing for you? What is that one thing that makes you special? What's that one word that best describes your essence?
Well, right now I'm you. I'm turning wrenches still. I'm getting out of that stuff spot right now. So I got to stand behind my work.
All right. Hey, workmanship. I'm going to write that down. So workmanship. How do we show people, not tell people, how do we show people the workmanship that you guys do at your facility? A lot of people say trustworthiness. That's a real big one in the car business because everybody, is always against us. They're always thinking that we're scoundrels. They're always thinking that, we're trying to scam somebody. So we talk about trustworthiness, and I share with people, how do you show people that you're trustworthy? How do you prove it? Be thinking about that as we go through these lessons, and put yourself and what makes you special into these words and get the most out of them. Next page. I'm going to give you all some things. We're talking about selling. You can write them down, but again, this is on YouTube. You can just go back and watch it. I want to take some words out of what you say. Anything negative that you can say to the customer, I want to replace that with a positive word. Okay. So the first word that I want to share with you guys is the word tell, T-E-L-L. I never want you to tell a customer anything. I want you to share with them what their options are. Here's what I mean. Oftentimes we get into a groove, we get a customer in, they say they got a rattle, they say they got a squeak. We bring it to one of our certified technicians, they diagnose the concern, and we go to the customer and we open up with, hey man, let me tell you what we found. See, people don't want to be told what to do. I'm gonna take you off of share, and I'm gonna go from teaching to preaching. People don't like to be told what to do. Don't tell people what to do. Okay, it comes off condescending. It comes off like you're a know-it-all, and those are things that aren't going to help you sell. So instead of telling a customer what's what, I want you to share with them the findings of your certified technician. See the difference? That word share builds empathy with the customer. Next word I want you to avoid, explain. Man, never explain anything to anybody. Nobody likes to have things explained to them because it definitely comes off like you know what you're doing and they don't know anything. So instead, I want you to discuss options with the customer. And I want y'all to give more options to the customer. What can they spend their money on? What can they do to invest in their vehicle? So like Kevin said earlier, we don't have breakdowns. Options. Let's talk about those options. Let's discuss those options, but let's refrain from explaining things to anybody. Next. Y'all can just shake your head if you got me on mute. Do y'all ever give the cost or price on like a brake job? Y'all say, hey, let me get you a price on those tires. Let me get you a price on those shocks. Y'all say that? I don't want you to say that anymore. The words cost and price have negative connotations. Let me share with you what I mean. If I shared with you guys that my daughter had braces and a long time ago, they were pretty pricey. Did we pay a little or a lot for those braces? We paid a lot. If I share with you that my grandfather fought in a costly battle in World War II, did a few people die or a lot of people? A lot. So instead of using words that make people think that that bill is big, I want you to give them a total or a total investment. See, many people in Houston, they don't want to spend a lot of money on their car, but a lot of people, they don't mind investing in their car. Share with them how they can invest in their car wisely. Normally, a vehicle is the second largest purchase that a person ever makes second to their home. So how do we protect that investment? It isn't by telling them what stuff costs or the price of it. It's the total or total investment. All of this will make a little better sense in a minute. Next, what do y'all call the fellas that work on the vehicles there? A lot of people call them mechanics. A lot of people call them technicians. I don't want you to do that. Instead, they're certified technicians. And I can't spell for anything. I can write books, but my wife, she does the editing. I think I got it right. Certified technicians. Why is it important to share with people that you guys have certified technicians? Well, heck, the dealerships are promoting it. Are you promoting it? Do your guys go to school? Have your guys graduated from places? Do they go and get the latest information on transmissions? Do they know how to fix the latest versions of electrical work? Sure they do. But do your customers know that? They probably don't. You know why they don't know it? Because you ain't sharing it with them. And that's what we got to do. We got to talk about the team at your facility, not just you. You're not a man on an island. You got to talk about everybody in your team. On our team, I talk about Joe the pro. I talk about Keith. I talk about Rick. Everybody has strengths. I talk up those strengths. Are you talking up those strengths to your certified technician? Next, y'all sell fuel services. If you don't, we need to get on it. But if you do, never promise better gas mileage. Okay, gas mileage is all predicated on how hard you hit the gas pedal. Instead, I want you to say fuel efficiency. And I always misspell efficiency, but I got it right today. So fuel efficiency, that's what helps a car run its best. Gas mileage is how hard you hit the gas pedal. Next negative word that I want you to do, and we got 3 more, and then we're gonna change the page. Do not tell a customer that you found the problem or that we got an issue. Ain't nobody want to solve problems. Ain't nobody want to handle issues, especially in today's wacky environment. Instead, I want you to call it an item of concern. We found the item of concern. This is what it is. And when you get really good at this, I don't even want you to say you found it. Instead, I want you to say that the certified technician graded. What's the grading scale on your multi-point inspections? If it's like any of the other ones that I've seen, it's green, yellow, and red. Green's really good, red's really bad. People understand these grades. And by using just that word graded, it gets people thinking about an expert in their past. That expert is a teacher. Teachers grade papers. They're supposed to be experts in their field. So by merely saying that your certified technician graded something, it elevates that inspection of your certified technician even that much more. And finally, man, I hope you guys aren't doing this. If we go to role playing and I ask you to pitch me a brake job, do not ask me if I want a brake job. Ain't nobody in Houston woke up today and said, you know what I want, dog? I want me a brake job. They don't do that. They do it because you say do it. So instead of saying, do you want, get authorization. Authorization. Now, let me take you off a teach. Let me go to preach. Look, if you ain't got an open mind on how to sell things better, none of this is going to work. I share with people a quote from a deceased guy that I worked with a long time ago. His name was Easy Morris. And we would always get Easy to stand up every Friday and give the motivation, right? And one day Easy stood up and he was the king of one-liners. And he said, a mind is like a parachute. It don't work if it ain't open. You guys have to have an open mind about this. Start with the small things. So often people want to make giant changes for success. I found that if you just fine tune what you're doing and doing it a little bit better, that you'll get a little bit better. When you get a little bit better, you're going to fine tune it just a little bit more. And you're going to ask yourself just a little bit more from yourself and get a little bit better. And that is going to start what I call this class, my success cycle. We want to get into the habit of doing things well and stay out of the bad habits that keep us complacent and keep us failing. The first thing I challenge you to do is change your language, change your attitude from being maybe not negative, but just being, par for the course, to being positive, to being energetic. Take away those negative words that you use every day and replace them with positive words. If you do, you will see results not only on the bottom line, but for everything you do. Man, I have been a really mean person in my life. I've seen benefits from when I said, I'm just not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to be a butthole to people anymore. I am going to help people first instead of taking what I want first. And that mentality and sharing that mentality with your customer and verbalizing it will help you sell. So what do I mean by this? How can you use it every day? So let's do it. Let me share it with you. Next page. Do you guys sell before and after a multi-point inspection, or just after? What's your current strategy, before and after?
So typically the multi-point inspection happens on every vehicle. So it's really before. Now, if a customer comes in for an oil change, right, we don't really discuss the multi-point with them, right? But we do that, and then we'll have a discussion with them, right, if there's findings. So the answer to the question is we don't sell before the car comes in.
Yeah, cool. Okay, that's the most common way. There are a lot of people who do pre-sales, and we have some items that you can pre-sell, like to oil change customers. But for the majority of the customers that I speak with, we sell after a multi-point inspection. So good, we're all on the same page. So how do we set that up? How do you currently set up a multi-point inspection with your customer?
Well, so part of what we probably need, I mean, so as a group, so we've been, our culture has been, when it's broken, bring it here, right? And so someone comes in with, and this just happened like last week, come in
Yep.
with, you know, compressors raising hell. Hey, what's that? You know, your compressor, it's 911. We need to fix it now. We look a little further. We got a leaky evaporator core, something else, right?
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. Yep. Okay.
But-
so with it, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But what we did not do is an inspection. That's what we did
Okay.
not do.
All right. So first thing that I want to plant a seed. We got people that's coming to your facility with broken stuff. And I have really good news. That's awesome, man. I talk to people all the time who get into the habit of just getting people who want to come in for a free oil change. So the fact that people, when their car breaks, thinks of you, man, we got a leg up. So let's use that leg. Here's what I mean. Customer comes in for that compressor, and we're always going to cover and we're always going to share with them what we need to do to fix their concern first. But see, there's more to this puzzle. And what I want to share with you guys are 4 things that I want you to share with your customer before your certified technician starts looking at that compressor. First thing, I want you to share with the customer who's going to look at their vehicle. So give me a name of that guy who, I assume it's a guy, I apologize, who worked on that compressor.
So it was Joel who actually looked at it and did the diagnosis.
All right. So I'm going to write down Joel here. Mr. Customer, my certified technician Joel is going to take a look at your air compressor concern. First thing about that, I want you to share with people, again, your team. I love calling them by name. It personalizes the situation. It's not just some guy in the back. It's Joel. He knows what he's doing. It's going to make them relax. It's going to make it feel like it's a personal experience. He's going to take a look at what you're concerned about, because that's our number one concern, Mr. Customer, is getting Joel, my certified technician, to take a look at your concern. While doing that, he's going to complete a multi-point inspection, and he's going to look at stuff like your brake condition, and he's going to check your tire pressure. And the reason that we want to do that while you're here is we want to make sure that you get all of the information that you need on your vehicle to make a wise investment. So I want to bring up 2 specific things that your guys are comfortable in looking at. And it can be anything. It can be a battery cranking amps test that you do, or brake pad thickness, or tire tread depth. It could be whatever you want it to be. But give people 2 specific examples of how you're going to go above and beyond. And what this is going to get the customer thinking is that you might find something. It's setting up this next process. You see what I'm saying? Share with them what the grading scale is. Again, the most common grading scale on multi-point inspections. And we can bring you multi-point inspections, like we have them. It's green, yellow, and red. So Joel, if my brakes are in the green, what does that mean to you?
I'm sorry.
If my brakes are in the green, what does that mean to you? If you tell a customer, hey man, your brakes are in the green, what do you think they think that means?
They're good.
They're good. What if they say the brakes are in the red? What do you think the customer thinks that means? That they're bad. See, everybody knows green, yellow, and red. And I want to challenge you to use words and verbiage that any customer can understand. And then finally, I want you to get a little pre-authorization. Can I? So watch this. Hey man, before you take off, let me share with you this. My certified technician, Joel, is gonna take a look at your air compressor concern. While he does that, he's also going to do a 27-point multi-point inspection. He's going to look at stuff like the condition of your brakes and make sure that you don't have any nails in your tires. Everything he looks at, he grades on a green, yellow, and red standard. Green's really good, red's really bad. If he finds any other items in yellow or red, do you mind if I discuss those with you as well? What's the customer going to say?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So now whose idea is it?
Now it's theirs.
It's their idea. And that's how I want it. See, let me go from teaching to preaching. See, I want the customer to be sold every second they're in your facility. But I never want them to feel that way. I want the customer to feel like they're in control when I know who's in control. That's me. I'm going to be in control. But every bit of the way, I'm going to be leading them right where I want them. I use 2 words all the time that are so powerful. Follow me. When I do walkarounds with customers, and I live in Colorado, man, it's cold outside. I'm from Beaumont. When it gets below 50, I'm free. I'm wearing a jacket inside my own house right now. And people say, oh, you can't do a walk around when it's cold. And I say, watch this. And I go around to a customer I don't even know, and I say, hey, follow me. And what do? They get up and follow me. I boss people around all day without them making feel that they're bossed around. It's taking control of your customer. And setting up that multi-point inspection is the first thing you need to do. Now, we need to do the multi-point inspections. And if we're not doing that, I got a separate class on that. We can go over multi-point inspections. But setting that up is setting up these other sales, not just for what the customer's coming in for, but beyond. So the 4 steps again, I want you to share with them who's going to look at their car. I want you to give them examples of what else we're going to look at the car, share with the grading standard, and say, if there's any other items in yellow, red, can I give you a call? What do you guys think? Do you think that will help you?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, it will help you. I know it'll help you. And it takes 15 seconds. The reason that I time a lot of these speeches is because I can't give you a bunch of stuff that takes you all day to accomplish to make some more money. We ain't got all day. But I know we got a minute or 2 that we can spend with a customer that'll help us make more money. And that is setting up the multi-point inspection. Any questions so far?
Nope.
All right, let me go back to teaching. Let me pull up my screen. Next, how do you use it? So, do you guys have a speech that sounds something like this? So, Joel, be my customer, and you came in today with that compressor concern. And how much does it cost to replace a compressor in this vehicle? Just ballpark.
$700.
Sweet, $700. My certified technician, Joel, was the guy, and I'm gonna go over the findings. So you be my customer, you ready? And all I want you to do is tell me no. You got it?
All right.
So, hey, Joel, this is Mitch over at Auto Care. You got a second?
Yes, sir.
All right, my certified technician, Joel, found the cause for concern on your compressor. It had an electrical short and it shot. Thankfully, we do have access to this part and we can get it replaced. Total investment out the door is $700.
Say no.
Okay.
Say
No.
no. Say no.
No.
Okay, so if they say no, I'm going to go in and I'm going to share it because I don't know anything about compressors. I'd probably have to turn this over to Keith. So we're getting kind of out of my element, but I'd go over them why getting that compressor would be a good idea today until they say yes for the cause for concern. The next part is the part that I really want you guys to listen to and see if this is something you can say. So Joel, while he was doing that, he also completed that 27-point multi-point inspection that we discussed before you took off, and I wanted to share the results with you. First, man, I have great news. Your vehicle has 82,000 miles on it, and it's in really good shape. Joel took a look at 27 different items of green, yellow, and red, and 26 of yours were green. He measured your brake pad thickness, it was in the green, and he measured your battery cranking amps, and they were in the green as well. Reason I bring up those 2 items with 82,000 miles on your vehicle, those are going to be some repairs in the future and replacements that we're going to have to do. But today, both of those are great. However, he did mark one item of concern in the red. Based on time, mileage, and condition of your vehicle, he recommends that we do a coolant exchange. Do you happen to know what one of those does?
Yes.
No.
Say no again.
You're supposed to say no.
I thought I told you. You had one job, man. It's to say no.
Already, man.
He can't even say no. He can't tell me no. I'm that good. He can't tell me no. Okay. So what he wants to do is get rid of all the old broken down coolant in your vehicle and replace it with brand new. This is going to help your engine run better and last longer. So that, along with your air compressor replacement, will bring your total investment today to $968. We can have all that completed by 3 o'clock. All I need your authorization.
No.
Okay, I wouldn't be doing my job, man, if I didn't share with you this. By taking advantage of this service today, you would qualify for a 30,000-mile warranty of up to $2,000 of coverage for essentially anything that coolant touches. For instance, right now in your Lamborghini, your water pump is no longer covered under warranty. If it were to go out, it costs you like $1,200 to replace. That's the type of bill we're looking to avoid. Now stop. First, if he says no one more time, I'm gonna back off. I don't want to be pushy. See, he already backed off once and I came back with the value of that warranty. If he backs off twice, I'm not going to be an asshole. I'm not going to just pound the guy and make him buy something, which I might could, because that runs customers off. I don't want to be pushy, but I want to be thorough. So my first question is, when you guys are pitching something, do you got a speech like that?
No.
That's what we need to get.
That's the reason we're here.
Yeah. So let me pull up my screen. Let me start teaching and stop preaching. So first, I'm gonna go sentence by sentence. Mr. Smith, our certified technician, Brian, has completed the multi-point inspection that you requested on your vehicle, and I'd like to share the results with you. Now that sentence, that's my opening, all right? Now look, I forgot to share this with you guys. Let me back up. I wrote this speech about 10 years ago, and one of the very first places I went was Mike Smith BMW. It's a little town, or it's a little shop in Beaumont, 2 advisors. The month, and I went in February. That February, before I gave them this speech for the first time, they had sold 7 mock services. I gave the speech on the last day of the month. The next month, they sold 85. The month after that, over 100. And a guy named Willie sold over 100 services by himself. Now, is it just because of these word tracks? Of course not. But I've written them 10 years ago, and I've really, really fine-tuned them. Every word counts. And watch. Our certified technician, Joel, whatever you can call Joel to elevate his title is the best. He could be my transmission specialist. He can be my brake specialist. He can be whatever he or she needs to be, but give them that title. I share with people all across the country. If you ever get a diagnosis for a bad heart, do you want to get that diagnosis from a nurse practitioner or from the head of cardiology? You want to get it from the head of cardiology because he or she should know what she's doing. So give that title to Joel. Next, or Joel, call him by name. I think it personalizes the situation. Next, it's that multi-point inspection that you requested. It's that illusion of control. Remember when we set that up, I said, hey, if there are any items in yellow or red, can I give you a call? Customer said yes, right? So I'm sharing with them, look, man, I'm just doing what you already asked me to do. It ties all these processes together. Next, it's what we requested on your vehicle. You always have to remember, man, put them in the driver's seat, but tell them where to go. It's their vehicle. No matter how much you think somebody needs to replace that compressor, it's always their choice. And I'd like to share the results with you. Again, I don't want to tell you anything. I don't want to explain anything to you. Do you get it? Any questions on that first sentence?
Nope. Nope.
Next, I have great news. Your vehicle has 72,000 miles, and Brian or Joel graded your vehicle on 27 different items using that green, yellow, and red standard. Are you telling people you got great news, or are you anti-selling them? Y'all know what anti-selling is? Let me tell you what. Let me show you.
Fail.
Yeah, I'll show you my example of anti-selling. Oh man. Oh, we looked at your vehicle. Oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
Your whole compressor. Oh Lord, that's anti-selling. Or like this, I've heard people say this. You ain't got to buy this today. And I look at it and say, why would you tell somebody that? They know they don't have to buy it today, dog. You do not have to inform people that they don't have to buy something. So be upbeat. I got great news, man. Your vehicle has 72,000 miles. Are you reminding people how many miles are on the vehicle? You should be. It gets their thinking up. The more miles on the vehicle, the more they expect to spend. Joel graded your vehicle. Remember, he didn't look at it. He didn't find it. This ain't no scavenger hunt, man. We got a list. He graded it on 27 different things, not just from what you came in on. We go above and beyond that. If you just want to order taker, you came to the wrong spot. We're here for you and your family. And I looked at your vehicle over thoroughly. That's what Joel did. He didn't just look at your blown out tire. He looked at everything. We found this, he found that. We got this, we got that. Be thorough. He graded your vehicle on 27 different items using that green, yellow, and red standard. And I can tell you, the more you use green, yellow, red, the more you're going to sell. Next. He measured your battery cranking amps. They were in the green. He measured your brake pad thickness. It was in the green too. I don't care what 2 nice things you say. Say 2 nice things before you go crapping on my vehicle. That's my vehicle. It's the 2nd largest purchase I made. Don't just crap on it. Butter me up some. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. I go 1 step beyond that. Say 2 nice things. I like battery cranking amps. I like brake pad thickness. I like tire tread depth. Any of that stuff. Wires, filters, leaks. But say the same thing every time. Let me stop teaching, start preaching. That's the success cycle. If you say the same thing to each and every customer, you're going to get more confident in that speech. When you get more confident, they're going to feel that confidence. When they feel that confidence, they're going to spend more money. And damn if it don't work. When they start spending money, you get more confident. It works all the time. And you start saying the same thing more and more and more. And they pick up on that confidence and they buy more, and you say more and they buy more. That's the success cycle. That's what we're striving for. Next sentence. Based on, or however, your certified technician does find 1 item of concern in the red. Again, we're not finding problems. We're not finding issues. We're finding items of concern. When do red items need to be taken care of?
Right this second.
Right now. That's why they're red. When the light's red, when do you stop? Then. You don't stop in the middle of the interstate or in the interchange. You don't just run a red light. People know red means stop. Say it. Based on time, mileage, and condition of your vehicle, it recommends a coolant exchange. I love basing recommendations on time and mileage. I don't want this to be a chemistry experiment. I don't want you testing for pH balance. I don't want you to test for the boiling point of brake fluid. None of that matters to the customer. What matters to the customer is they trust you. And if you say the brake fluid needs to be exchanged, it does. Kevin brought up earlier that you guys, you know, OEM maintenance is kind of hard to, and it's difficult to understand. And some cars are this and some cars are that, and Nissans are 2 years, but they switch to every 20,000 miles. It's difficult to keep up with. I don't keep up with any of it. You know what I keep up with? When does the factory warranty run out? When does powertrain end? Anything of my stuff that you guys want to offer after powertrain is viable to the customer because we back it up with that warranty. Let me give you an example. I don't care that coolant in a Tahoe lasts 150,000 miles. What I care about is that the water pump warranty runs out at 336. So at 40,000 miles, I'm confident that if I share with a customer that if they're going to use this Tahoe to evacuate from the next hurricane, that the best thing that they can do is get a coolant exchange. And they say, well, hold on, boss man. My owner's manual said that I don't have to change that to 150,000 miles. And I say, hey, cat daddy, you ain't got to do nothing. But right now, if that water pump craps out, you're going to be out $1,200. If you do that service here today and it breaks down this summer, you know how much you pay? Nothing. You see how you overcome that? It's looking for the gaps, and we can help you find them. Let me go back to teaching. Hold on. Share my screen. All right. Now, all of that being said, if you were to write down 1 sentence on how to sell more stuff, it's this very next sentence. Do you know what a coolant exchange does? There's 2 answers. Joel, what's one of them? Do you know what a coolant exchange does?
It does?
What does a coolant exchange do?
Do you know?
Prevent from corrosion and stuff like that on the engine.
Great, then you know how important it is. See, when you ask your customer, do you know what I'm selling you? And they say yes, then you say, great, then you know how important it is. Watch. Joel, again, say yes this time. Do you know, you're my customer. Do you know what replacing your cabin air filter does?
Yes.
Great, then you know how important it is. And I go for the close. Watch this. Do you know what changing your spark plugs on your vehicle does?
Yes.
Say yes. Great. Then you know how important it is. Do you know what a coolant fluid exchange does?
Yes.
Great. Then you know how important it is. Because see, if someone knows what you're talking about, the worst thing that you can do is go into detail. So when you do have a knowledgeable customer, say great. Then you know how important it is. Most people are going to say no for a myriad of reasons. When they do, watch this. It's the exact same speech every time. So Joel, tell me no this time. Do you know what a coolant exchange does?
No.
Well, what we're going to do is get rid of all the old broken down coolant and replace it with brand new. This is going to help with the performance of your vehicle and helps avoid costly repair and breakdown. Now watch this. Joel, do you know what a differential fluid exchange does?
No.
What we're going to do is get rid of all your old broken down diff fluid and replace it with new. Do you know what a transmission fluid exchange does?
No.
What we're going to do is get rid of your old transmission fluid and replace it with brand new. Now watch this. Watch this. Do you know what changing your spark plugs does?
No.
What we're going to do is get rid of all your old broken down spark plugs and replace them with what?
New.
Brand new.
Brand new ones. It's going to help with what? It's going to help with the performance of your car, and it helps avoid costly repair and breakdown. It's the same thing. Watch this. Do you know what a front brake job here does?
No. Yes.
What we're going to do is great. Then you know how important it is. It's the same speech every single time. Off with the old, in with the new. This ain't rocket science, man. It ain't even science. It's the same thing every time. Do you know what I'm selling you? Most people are going to say no. Then you just share with them what the benefit is and share with them that it helps avoid what Kevin said earlier, costly repair and breakdown. Then you go for the close. So how do you close people? Most people, again, have very weak closes. Oh, does that sound okay? Can we do this, Mr. Boss Man? That's weak. I don't want you to be weak. There are 4 elements of a close. You got to share with people what they need, how much is it, when's it going to be ready, all I need is your authorization. You need a coolant service. It is $170. We can have it done by 2 o'clock. All I need is your authorization. Okay, you see it? What do I need? How much is it? When's it going to be ready? All I need is your authorization. Now watch this, Joel, sell me windshield wipers. My wipers look like crap. Sell me some wipers. Go.
Take your car for an inspection. I look at your wipers. They tear down. You need to get replaced more to fast inspection.
Awesome. How much are they?
$40.
When's it going to be ready?
We can get it done right now.
All I need your authorization. Say it.
All I need is your authorization. We can get it done right now.
Tell me I need a front brake job. Say it.
We check your brakes, your brake.
No, we already did that. Tell me I need a brake job. Say you need a front brake job.
You need a brake
Say
job,
it.
sir.
How much is it?
$400. We can get it done right now. All I need is your authorization.
Sell me a set of tires. How much are they?
Your tires are shot. You need a brand new tires. $500. We can get it done right now.
Doesn't matter what it is, it works.
All I need your authorization. It's the same speech. Are you closing people like that? Are you being assertive? You're sharing with people, what do they need? We already built value in it. Man, you came in for a Johnson rod replacement. Yeah, you need a new Johnson rod. It's $1,200. While we were doing that, my certified technician checked this and this and this, and you need this. Do you know what this is? Nah, I got no clue. Well, this, we're taking off the broken this. We're going to put on a brand new this. This is $200. We can have it done by 1 o'clock. All I need your authorization. What am I missing? What can you do this?
Yes,
will you do this?
Yes, we can.
If you do it, you will sell more. I share with people all the time. I'm not Zoltar at the fair asking how much Keith weighs for a stuffed panda. If you do this, you will be successful. It's the same speech every single time. Let me go back to teaching. When they say no,
Okay, hold on.
will.
Hold on, Joe, I had a question.
Okay, I got a question.
Yes.
I've been a technician for 15 years and I'm getting into this new sales thing. if you ask me a question, well, why my brake goes bad, I'm probably gonna go way too technical, telling you why it fails, why they're grinding, why they're squealing. You don't want me to do that one myself.
No,
They need
not
to be
at
replaced,
all.
and we're
No.
not right now.
Can I touch on
What?
that?
Oh, certainly. Go ahead.
So a comment that Mitch uses pretty regularly, and he hasn't said it yet, but you want to talk to your customers like they're an 8th grader or an 80-year-old woman. Keep everything very, very simple. You can actually get away from the sale by going too far in depth. A lot of customers get nervous, like, oh man, like it's a simple procedure, but by going too in depth, you can almost scare customers. So the best thing you can do is to keep everything very iPhone-ish, very simple, very compact. Just, we're going to replace your pads and resurface your rotors. This is the benefit. You don't want to tell them about loosening this and tightening that and torquing this and performance and all. They start getting out of line. The best thing to do is, and this is on 90% of your customers, you're going to run into that one guy or two guys that may be an engineer, he may be a technician, and yeah, you can get all into detail with that guy. But 90% of your customers, keep it very, very iPhone-ish, man. 8 years old, 80 years old.
God is my witness. I'm telling the truth. So a lot of this, I don't know anything about cars, and I'm not BSing you. I don't care to know. I don't know. So anyway, let me go over this brake jobs. Okay, they're very common upsell. A lot of people say, hey, we need to do it today, or it's going to be metal to metal. And that's supposed to mean something. Okay. So I'm like, okay. Well, then I started looking at brake pads, and there are brake pads that are ceramic brake pads. And I was like, well, isn't that a metal? I don't even think most of your customers know what is metal and what isn't. So why, like if you say it's going to damage my rotor, I don't even know what you mean with that. And I'm not fooling you. You could put a rotor in front of me. I don't know what it is. So what is hurting it? I don't even know what hurting it means. Why should somebody do a brake job with you? Because it helps their vehicle stop. All that other stuff, I don't know what you're talking about. Nor does your customers. They don't know a good rotor to an average rotor to a mean rotor. They don't know that. Share with them, your brakes need to be done today and why? Well, we measured them and it's in the red. So we're going to help you stop by getting a front brake job done here. Do you know the details of a front brake job here? No, what do y'all do? Well, we take off the old, we put on the new. Before that, we resurface some parts to make your car stop better. You're going to be good to go. And they're going to be like, oh, okay. If you start talking about, well, this feet per second and a spongy pedal, I don't have a spongy pedal. It gets too much, opens up too many cans of worms. Be very basic with your speech, and you have all the knowledge. If you need to drop it on them, drop it, man, drop the mic, bust them. But you don't have to do that with the average customer. And I share with you, I urge you, do not do that. Okay, now, when they say no, and they will, for my stuff, I want you to come back with the warranty that Rick already shared with you. Hey, man, I don't want to do that brake fluid exchange. Cool. Wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't share with you why. By taking advantage of this today, you get that warranty. Now, you're going to get told no, though, on a bunch of other stuff, not just mock stuff. So when someone says that they don't have the money to do something right now, how do y'all overcome that? What's your current way to overcome that objection?
Synchrony car care.
We have some of the, like the Synchrony card, there's other ways to finance or repair. But
Sweet. So we have, awesome. We got finance options. But I want to plant a seed here because that's a really good option. But when someone comes back with money, I want you to think about this. Money equals value. What is valuable about doing this service? When they say money, I want you to come back with the value and also with your payment plan. What if someone says they don't have the time? When somebody says they don't have time, which, hey man, I ain't got time for that today. I build a sense of urgency. Why doing this today is the best idea for you and your family. When somebody says, hey man, I got to talk to my old lady, I got to talk to my old man, we got decision maker things. That's a very common objection. I want to come back and I want to arm them with information. When somebody comes back with that OEM stuff that Kevin was speaking about earlier, I want to talk to them about the gaps in the coverage. You got to know the ways to overcome these objections, and you got to be ready for them. You kind of actually got to invite them. See, I want people to say no with a reason. And that's why I end with all I need is your authorization. Because when you end a presentation with all I need is your authorization, it's not natural for the customer to say no. What's natural is for them to say, no, I don't have the money. No, I don't have the time. And then you can hone in on that objection and overcome it. See, I want to share with you that no is not an objection. No is the answer to a poorly phrased sales question. And I don't want you to use sales questions. I want you to be assertive and end your presentation with, all I need your authorization. You see it?
Yeah,
that's what we need to. Oh, yeah,
yeah, because you're really not technically asking for the sale. We pointed out.
I am not.
We pointed out what's wrong. We pointed out what it's going to take to fix it, how much it is, how long it'll take, and all we need is their authorization to go forward. So you're not technically asking them to buy something. You're asking them for the authorization. I mean, there's a nuance in there, right? You're not asking them to spend money on a brake job. You're asking them for authorization to make their car stop better, right? So
it's exactly the mindset that we need to get in with everything we sell. Now, again, I want y'all to be successful with Mock, and I'd love for you guys to, open up and kick some butt in 2021. But mock sales are always going to be a very small portion of what you guys do. And I want to try to get you to sell everything you sell and offer better. Like goal setting, do y'all have written goals? Do you have a motivation board of any sort? Are y'all tracking your sales like that?
We're working on that right now because we just do service advisors, and that's all part of what we're doing right here with you guys, is starting 2021 with goals and all that kind of stuff. So
no, I dig it.
Mitch, before I forget, would you be able to email us that script?
He's going to send us
the
link to this. Cool. This is recorded. He's going to edit some stuff out that's recorded.
Yep. And I'll send Rick the packet and he can distribute it best.
All right.
So just kind of in closing, all of this is it's a big old pizza, and we gotta eat it one bite at a time. I get you the information. I'll send it. I know I have Kevin's email, but I'll send it to Rick so he can distribute it to everyone. The word tracks that are in there that I discussed with you, that speech, it takes about 70 seconds to deliver that speech. So that's about a minute, 10 seconds. The multi-point inspection setup is about 15 seconds. It's 90 seconds. I want you to work and think about that 90 seconds that you speak with a customer and make it as impactful as you can. Take my word tracks and cut out every word you don't like. Okay, these are just lyrics to a song. The song I bring up the most often is the national anthem. Jimi Hendrix closed out Woodstock with it. Marvin Gaye sang it at the NBA All-Star game. Lady Gaga sang it at the Super Bowl a couple years ago. It's the same song, right? But it don't sound alike. Because see, they put their voice into those words and they sang it how they wanted to sing it. They made it their own. That's what I want you to do with my word tracks. They're out there. It's public information. Use those for you. Make those your word tracks. But the challenge is, and this is the big one, you got to get out there and you got to sing it. And a lot of people won't try because they think, man, trying at work makes you a kiss ass or just whatever it makes you. So they don't try their hardest. I challenge you, get your butt out there and sing it. Find your voice. And if you get anything out of this class, know that greatness is inside each and every one of you. All I want to do is try to help it come out a little more often. Any questions for me? Comments, concerns?
No, do we get a weekly session with you? We need to start Monday morning like this.
Yes.
Thank you.
I got 5-minute classes. I'd love to be a part of your stuff. If we got staff meetings, I got this. I'm virtually on demand. I sit on my computer all day and just wait for somebody to call me. So yeah, I'm there. I got a bunch of classes Keith and Rick can get with you. I'd love to be a part of the success of your team. And actually, I'm gonna turn it over. Keith, you got anything before we break out?
Yeah, two things I want to bring up. Kevin, that's a terrible idea. Too much Mitch is a bad thing. He will wear you, me, and everybody out. Like when I get tired, I
Dark
mute him.
chocolate, baby, just small doses.
The second thing is I was just about to send you the revenue report from Mock. I do apologize. I don't know why it's filled out. Normally we do a revenue report for every single store. That's on us. That will help you with your tracking. I will go back all of last year and we'll backfill that in so you can see what you did in 2020, and then we're able to set goals for you in 2021 and look at what in our revenue report is based off of what actually came off your shelf in a month period. So I don't know why it wasn't filled out, but I'm working on that internally and we will get that to you, by the end of the week. So
we just, I mean, we sort of started 2020, right? And then everybody just forgot in March. We just forgot and looked the other way. And then next thing I knew, it was August and business picked up. And then here we are, right? And so that's what all this is about, is getting regrounded and get recentered and refocused on what we can be doing here in the mechanic shop.
awesome. I also just sent you over some oil pricing. I do know we talked about your store internally in our meeting this morning, and I think we have transmission fluid, Rick. We have tranny fluid going to them today to make compatible with the other vehicles. As with anything, if we don't sell it, it's not something we'll do. We'll write you a credit. So don't be scared of having it on your shelf. But that product does come with the warranties that Mitch was talking about.
Okay, and so I'll look at the oil pricing. It's a part of anything that's going to be sort of the logistics of it, right? So like right now, so we got big tanks where we store the, our most commonly sold oil, and then we buy the rest in small packs. So I didn't open up your email. Is there any information on like how these things are packaged and then how we handle everything?
So no, I didn't include that. I just
take it offline. We'll take it offline. I'll take it offline.
Yeah,
right.
That's fine.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Rick, anything before we break out?
No, I really appreciate it. Very good stuff. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to reiterate what Mitch said and what we talked about this week, guys. None of this works unless you get out there and do it, right? Every single car that comes across your service department has to be touched, and it has to be touched in the same way. Sales is a numbers game. I said that to you guys before. Every car that comes through and just gets fixed to what it came in for and leaves is an opportunity lost.
Yep.
So when they come in and you guys perform these multi-point inspections, and I had briefly talked to you guys about it, I would focus that dynamic part right there and get that just tightened up, get your multi-point inspections solid so that you guys are opening up opportunities to upsell on vehicles that come in for maintenance. That's key to this. And then when you guys get that whole system locked in, every single car that comes through there, whether it's got 5,000 or 105,000 on it, needs to be touched in the exact same fashion and go through the process that Mitch just went through with every single customer. And I guarantee you will look up at the end of 2021 and you guys will be on fire. And that's not just for mock. That's for brakes, tires, filters, spark plugs, all the above. We've got to focus on maximizing our opportunities. And the only way to do that is to touch every car. So it's a process. I'm glad we're starting it out early in 2021. And like Keith said, we're going to start tracking your numbers for you on our end. Obviously from filters and stuff like that, we can't physically do that. But as far as the mock products go, we're going to track your sales and just keep diving into training. Mitch already said he's available pretty much at will. So when we start seeing increase, let's just increase more. If we start flatlining, let's get in there and find out where we need to get better.
Cool.